Okay, I don't usually jump into stuff like this, but I feel this has to be said. I just got done with Casey Neistat's interview with Logan Paul. I'll link it down below as if you even need that. And I have really mixed feelings about this. So, Casey said he didn't know if he was hard enough on Logan Paul. I definitely don't think he is. I have a background in journalism. I've done a lot of print media, and I've done a lot of interviews. I'm sure that Casey has had a lot of experience with this too at a higher level, but there were obvious times where Logan was about to cave, and Casey didn't push. Like, when Casey asked him what the documentary was about, Logan Paul's answer was, it's the story of a man from Ohio who went out and built this great audience. And then he said, and lost it in one day by becoming the most hated man on YouTube. But the thing is, he didn't suffer. He still got 5 million subscribers. You know, he didn't lose everything. If you by chance don't know what I'm talking about, Logan Paul went to Japan and he filmed a video where he was in the suicide forest and he found a body. And he filmed the body, and his friends were like pointing at it and laughing and stuff. And then he's like, "Oh, but suicide's a joke, man." And it even featured the corpse on the thumbnail of the video. It was insane. I mean, there was so much disrespect in it. And then he was dressed up like Pikachu, bothering people and kind of making fun of Japanese people in Japan, you know? I saw another YouTuber who said that Logan Paul doesn't go to a country, he happens to a country. And that's exactly what this was. It was horrible, and the outrage was immense. Every major news outlet reported on this. It was crazy. So now we'll get back into my little piece. He came on there wearing his merch too, which just, it's the most hateable guy in the world. And at those moments, Casey didn't push. He sort of like backed off, like when you're talking to a guy in a bar who doesn't know what he's talking about, and you're just like, fuck this guy, you know? That's sort of what Casey did to him. As a journalist, in those times, that's when you push, because the story is in the underlying failings of the person's narrative. This Japanese forest thing, it actually didn't hurt Logan. You know, he still has a huge audience. His views took a hit at first, but they came back up. So, it's just more people know to hate him now because he did that. And he wants to monetize it by having this rags to riches story. It's bullshit, man. It's bullshit. But I will say this about Logan. He is buff as shit. He's gonna kick KSI's ass. It's YouTube drama, but in a way it's my job to follow these things. And the other thing is, when Logan was talking about how he didn't find it culturally offensive when he was in a Pikachu costume crawling on cars throwing Pokeballs in Japan. It's like, you do that in GameStop, it's culturally inappropriate. I mean, come on, dude. Another problem is, Casey is a guy who is self-educated and he's got a genius intellect. So he's a very smart man. And then Logan Paul comes on there and he is not. He's not a smart man. He has nothing behind those eyes. He's got future politician written all over him, and that's scary because that America is what it looks like. So I found that interview underwhelming because what it ended up doing is just blowing holes in Logan Paul's lies and just leaving them like potholes behind you, you know, like fuck them, who cares? Like here's a whole bunch of places where Logan falls apart and we'll just forget that ever happened. Now look, I like Casey Neistat. You kind of have to be an alien to not like him, you know? I'll say this, I don't like Logan Paul. I think his content is over-the-top reality show style garbage, and I don't care about it. You know, Casey's stuff is more grounded, even though he's flying to Dubai in first class, and I mean that's well outside means of whatever I'll ever be able to have. But still, Casey's content is more grounded. He's a married man, he has children, he has problems. Oh, it's been good. I'm left with mixed feelings about it. This documentary Logan's making, it's just a money grab. That's all it is. I wish someone would interview him. I mean, this guy just walked out on a press conference because he was getting booed, you know? You don't do that in those situations. You be the villain they want in those situations. Logan isn't smart enough to understand these things. So a smart person can walk in and just destroy him. And I don't know. Casey should have been 20% more bloodthirsty. That's my final thoughts. I don't know. I just thought I should chime in on this. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.